Hey, I got a little issue with the way the world is working right now. And my issue is this. We got boomers getting jobs as police officers and then graduating from being police officers on the field to being like what? Like the very type of individuals that are chiefs of police or
I'm not stopping for you.
or in fact, let's not forget, like, oh, why don't we, some dumbass boomers, get jobs as Supreme Court judges? Just to piss off the younger generations. When we fuck things up for the younger generations and making sure that they're unable to get a job, once they're unable to get a job, and then they start stealing just to survive. And then once one of us pseudo boomers catches them, boom. Like it's not okay that we got boomers running their mouths about like, oh, go to school, go to college, get in student debt. How many of my generation was left like unable to pay for a college like a college loan,
They will learn to stay out of my way.
and then being forced to do 9-to-5 jobs and working like motherfucking 9-to-5 jobs just to fucking get by because some piece of shit, some out of touch, out of his prime, out of his element, out of his fucking mind boomer who is probably born in the motherfucking 40s or motherfucking 50s ran off with all the perks and leaving the millennials and much younger generations with no way
I'm coming through here.
of affording any fucking thing.
Start breaking kneecaps.
And it's like, oh, well, why don't we just push this whole narrative of you gotta pay 100% of your fucking earnings just to make life a lot easier for yourself. Bull fucking shit. How many young cops get killed because they're learning unwelcomed shit from their boomer peers just to run off and shoot their millennial kids in the fucking back when they're fucking trying to survive. Like, how many of us millennials were forced to grow up in the criminal lifestyle because of idiot boomers trying to tell us what to do. Too many of us millennials had to go to work, and then if we missed one day of work, bam, we get fired. And some of us don't even give two shits about our shithead jobs, because some old elderly punk motherfucker winds up telling millennials, oh, why don't you just get off your or wrongfully labeled lazy ass and work hard. Bullshit, you rigged it against us. And cops wonder why a lot of them are getting shot at. A lot of the younger cops
I fuck shit up.
like too many of us were growing up poor. Too many millennials grew up poor because of the high rate of constantly paying taxes, having Gen X parents, like, how many of our Gen X parents had to quit their jobs just to take care of us when we millennials were growing up? I don't want to hear, oh, respect your elders. No! You get respect by giving respect. And so far, my generation isn't very generous with giving the older generation some grace. Too many punk ass soy boy chumps that were stupid as fuck, that were born in the 50s, 60s, 40s,
Let's go, assholes.
20s and 30s, 1900s, almost in the 1800s, run their mouths off at the younger generations like, you gotta work, you gotta apply for a job, you gotta do like all the things I did, but it's gonna be much harder for you. Like, the issues are insurmountable, man. Too many of us millennials were screwed out of every single fucking opportunity to get ahead. Some of us are forced to use social fucking media as a means of employment, of self-employment, because some idiot, some old, wrinkly old motherfucking idiot blatantly put the fucking like, oh, why don't we just make it a lot harder for the newer generations to come up? And raising prices for housing, prices for vehicles, prices for insurance and healthcare, and putting all the good shit behind a paywall in the real world. Like, what the fuck? And rent, let alone motherfucking mortgage payments being too fucking high enough, and rent is high enough as it is, and college is expensive. Let's not forget a lot of bullshit that the older generations have been pushing on us younger generations. And what Gen Z doesn't, what Gen Z and Gen Alpha doesn't realize, they have a common ally in the millennials, and a common enemy in the older generations. Like some sage advice comes from the older generation, like from the older generations who are like the biggest fucking pick-me, the biggest fucking pick-me's of generations. Like, oh, not all of us older people are like this. No. Like, you can't blame all, like, the entirety of the group of older generations on a simple big fucking socioeconomic and socio-political mistake of those of us who didn't want to work when we were younger, who didn't want to stick in the same jobs, and told our traditionalist generation bosses to go fuck themselves. And we started our own companies, our own corporations. Like, we got corporations that are crushing the youth. It's like, oh, we are too old now. We can't let the system crush us. We have to let the system crush our kids and grandkids and great-grandkids. Because we're too old and feeble now. We paid our motherfucking dues. Bullshit. And young cops wonder why they get targeted. And people wonder why younger soldiers don't want no part of staying in the military, fighting for a country that treats their civilian brethren, their same generation, same age group, same age civilian brothers and sisters as expendable corporate pawns, and not showing an ounce of motherfucking respect to them. Most of these modern day soldiers quit the army after a couple years and quit being on the front lines. And people say, oh, America is the greatest country in the world. Fuck that motherfucking bullshit, dude. We got an awful lot of millennials and Gen Z, an alpha generation who's hating and despising the older generations. And the vicious cycle continues with, oh, if you're not working, you're lazy. Like, so many people end up being like, well, why don't we just like have like the younger generations pick up the slack where we leave it, clean up our fucking messes for us. And then when they try to go to collect like some big payout, why don't we just steal it from the younger generations and rip them off? This is why gang banging and street gangs formed. Because the older generations, some of these street gangs formed under the leadership of so many Gen X leaders that started these street gangs. And a minority of them were started by boomers. But the vast majority of the corporations were, in fact, starting to crush the younger generations. Like, what the fuck? Do boomers really think that they wasn't gonna be held accountable? Like, where, your younger generations don't know what it's like growing up as a boomer kid. Where? Bull fucking shit. We all know that with everything going on, like, we all know that the boomers made it worse. The greatest generation, the GI generation, the traditionalist generation, and the silent generation all had a hand in having the boomers join in the great big club, and then having the Gen Xers involved in this motherfucking bullshit. Like, there ain't no way I would absolutely want anything to do with having my generation go from being poor, and we're trying to build our fucking assets by any means necessary. Like, how many of us Like, how many of us were kept from building up our assets by the time that we were in our, like, by the time we hit our 20s? Too many of us were kept from building up our assets because some boomer prick
That was just the week.
like too many of us had our fucking wages garnished, was wrongfully had our shit snatched from us before we could collect our fucking assets, before we could fucking build our assets. I'm just saying. Millennials, alphas, and zoomers legally have the right to build up our assets before we are old, before we're in our 70s, and building it up while we're young. I'm just saying, maybe if the banks started helping out the younger generation and stop helping out the older generation, maybe things wouldn't be this bad. Like, how many of us young people were kept from having our like livelihoods being ruined, the housing market's all garbage, everything is not going as well as it should. And it's not right. I'm just saying, maybe if police officers and Supreme Court judges back the fuck up off of people who are younger and stop putting them behind bars. Oh, no. That'll undermine and ruin their motherfucking bottom motherfucking dollar. I have seen members of my own generation and my own damn family get like, you know, like shit on because of the whole tax hikes. But anyways, if you liked the video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss another upload. This has been Jason Dweez Vids, over and out.